guys, welcome back for day 12 challenge with me, Erin Motz. I'm actually going to change it up on you a little bit today. I know every day's been different, but we've done a lot of work on the major muscle groups and some of the stuff that people always think about when they think about yoga. But today we're going to focus on the wrists and the hands. So I know, sounds unconventional, but trust me, all you need to do is sit comfortably on your mat and we can go ahead and get started. So from just sitting comfortably, you don't have to be anywhere special, just on your mat is fine. What we're going to do is go ahead and extend your right hand out towards me. You can just flex the palm down so the fingers face the floor. If you're not too flexible in the forearms and it doesn't quite go down all the way, that's okay too. You're just going to take the left hand, reach for the right thumb, and gently, gently start to pull it back. So just enough until you feel a stretch and then you can stop. So today, like I said, we're going to be focusing mainly on the hands and all of the muscles throughout the forearms. We don't normally think about this part of our body in any way that needs to be stretched or worked out, I think. But if you really think about all of the things that you do, go to the index finger. If you think about all the things that we use our hands for, I mean, tons of intricate little movements. And there are dozens and dozens and dozens of muscles that run up the forearm through the hands, and this gives us an opportunity to just stretch out all of those tendons in each finger and throughout the entire wrist and hand. So as you're here again, continue to breathe just like we normally would. Try not to hold on to any stretch and go to the next finger. And you're not pulling or yanking or trying to push past any edge that kind of shows up, just enough until you feel it. That's all you're looking for, just a little bit. Relax the shoulders. And go to the next finger, ring finger. Just gently pull it back. And by the way, make sure you're pulling the thumb and the pinky away from each other. So try not to let them creep in. You want to keep opening the hand really, really wide. Last one. Pinky finger, gently pull it back. Just a couple breaths on this one. And on exhale, release. And gently shake it out. So not super hard, just a little shake is good enough. Maybe roll the wrist a couple times, left and right. We'll do the same thing to the other hand, so when you're ready. Stretch the left hand out, spread the hand really wide, so make the palm as big as you can. Thumb moves away from the pinky, and then we'll grab the left thumb and just gently start to open it back. So it's just all about creating space in the bones of the fingers and all those little joints. Spreading the hand wide. I know it's easy to let it curl in once you start to open, but try to keep it wide, lots of space. Index finger, gently pull the index finger back. Spreading the hand wide, spread the fingers far away from each other. We'll come to the middle finger. I was going to make a joke about that, but decided against it. And it's another thing that I actually had a teacher tell me this a while ago, and I don't remember who it was, but I thought it was a really great point. So I can't take full credit, but it's a good thing to keep in mind anyway. You can go to the ring finger now. And doing things like this, kind of forcing ourselves to slow down a little bit and paying attention to all of these smaller muscles that need attention too, it forces us to meet our bodies in a different context, all these different parts, again, that we don't think about that much, you know? You don't think you need to, like, who would think it's possible to have tight hands, you know, right? So it's just it's good to slow down and pay attention to these smaller details. And go to the last finger, little gentle stretch. And then release. And again, you can kind of shake it out real gently. Maybe roll it left, roll it right a couple times. Nothing too jarring, just soft little rolls. Then interlace the hands in front of you. So fingers, just like you're holding hands with yourself. How adorable. And roll the hands left. So circle left. Real slow, stretching out that right wrist. You go the other way, so start to roll the right wrist back. Little by little. All right, you can release, shake it out if you need to. We're going to roll, or we're going to take our arms out to the sides. So flex the palms. Like if you were in between two walls, you want to be pushing really strongly in each direction. So already, once the fingers come up, you may start to feel a stretch in the wrist and in the forearm and maybe all the way up into the tricep and the underarm as well. And that's totally normal. We're all a little bit tight there. So keep flexing up. Again, just until you feel it. You don't have to push it too far, just until you get that stretch, and then that's good enough. So from here, just flex, take a couple breaths. Don't hold your breath. It's funny how such a small movement can make you like, oh my gosh, this feels so intense. At least it does for me. I don't know. Maybe I'm dramatic. But we'll do the reverse. So point the fingers down. And same thing, you may start to feel it all the way up into the shoulder, the bicep, and the top of the forearm. Also normal. Don't worry about it. We're going to add on a little bit. So flip the hands back up. So now the fingers are facing up. And I want you to make a fist. So squeeze all the fingers in and see if you can keep curling the wrist in, like you're pulling the thumbs towards the forearms. Breathe, breathe, breathe. A little work in the shoulders here too. My goodness. Didn't think this one out all the way, I guess. We're going to turn them down. So keep your fists, but point the fingers down towards the floor and keep pulling the fingers in towards the forearms. Flex the hands up so the palms face out. So back to where we started, just like you're in between those two walls. Press them away. Spread the hands wide. Point them down. Pull the thumbs in towards the forearms. Spread the fingers wide. Flip the hands up. Palms face in now. Make your fist, squeeze, 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 squeeze the fist together. Curl the thumbs towards the wrists. And then flip them down. Squeeze them in nice and tight. Take them to the middle. We're going to roll them out again. So interlace the fingers. Roll left. Again, just to stretch it out. Roll it right a couple times. And you can move any direction you want as long as you're even. So if you go one way, just make sure you go the other two. We'll give it a gentle shake. Maybe up and back, up and down. And then just open and close the hands a few times. So open, close, open, close. Spread the fingers wide so pinky and thumb are reaching away from each other. Close, open. I hope you're doing this alone. Like, in what video is this, like, totally normal? Couple more. All right, release them down, shake it out. Give yourself a little bit of space. Turn your fingers towards you and bring the wrists down. So you can stay seated. I'm going to kneel for this one. So fingers face your knees, and you're just going to gently sit back. So from your knees, if you're up there, you can start to lean the hips back. So you're looking for a gentle stretch in the forearms again. So nothing too intense. Try to keep the palms down. Again, the fingers are spread really wide. Once you feel that stretch, stop. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Take a couple breaths. And don't worry if your hips don't come all the way down. Everybody's will be a little bit different. Go ahead and come on up. We're going to flip them over, so the tops of the hands are going to come down. This one can tend to be a little bit tougher for a lot of people. Me too. I mean, this one's more intense. So you want the tops of your hands to be totally flat. So thumbs and pinky fingers move far away from each other. And then again, the arms are going to stay straight. As you exhale, you can start to sit the hips back. So very gentle pressure in the tops of the hands. You don't want to injure the wrists. You're just looking for that stretch, that gentle pull. So you may not lean back very far. I'm not leaned back very far, so don't feel pressure to go all the way down. Just take a couple more breaths here. And when you're ready, you can sit up. We'll roll the wrists out again. Maybe shake them out gently. Maybe back and forth or side to side. Interlace the hands, roll them left. Roll them right. I got one more for you. This one's a little bit trickier, I guess, because it requires some balance. So I'm gonna give you, well, I'll walk you through it. So bring your right forearm down in front of your knees so the palm faces up. So from here, you're gonna come up to the knees so that you're almost like you would be in all fours. So it'll look like this. Forearm is down, fingers face up, palm faces up. I'm just gonna brace myself with my left hand to take it on the floor ahead of my right hand. And I'm gonna take my left knee, I'm gonna bring my left knee to my forearm and just drag my knee down the forearm, relaxing the hand so that as I come down, my fingers start to curl in. So if you've ever seen if you have kids or if you've been around a lot of babies, when they're real little and you take the bottom of their foot and you run your thumb up the center of their foot, their little toes curl in like this. Well, we can recreate that same motion, and it just gives the massage, or gives the forearm a good little massage, a good release for the hand. So I'll do that one again with you. So again, my right forearm is down. My left hand is just there to brace, to support. I'm going to take my left knee, bring it up to the forearm, from the elbow down. So knee towards the meaty part of the forearm, and then slowly drag it down. Apply as much pressure as you want. The fingers will curl in. So soften the hands. Drag the knee down. Fingers will curl in. Make sure you do the other side too. So I'll flip over for you. Left forearm is down. You can lean on the right hand just for support. Relax the left hand. Right knee to the left forearm. Drag it down. Sliding it down, fingers curl in. You can do both sides a few times. Again, remember that if the pressure is too much or not enough, adjust the pressure of your knee. It's your own body weight, so you can make it more or less depending on what suits you for that day. I know the videos sometimes can be, when you're looking at something on video, sometimes it doesn't make sense. So I'm going to do it to the front just so you get a better idea of what it looks like. So one forearm down, use your other hand to brace yourself. Pull the opposite knee in. Just drag it down. Couple times. Another thing I was going to tell you, if your mat is pretty thin and you're on a hard floor and your elbows bother you or your joints bother you to, lean on the backs of the hands and stuff, you can fold your mat in half or fold it at the end so that you have a working surface that's a little bit more cushiony, a little bit softer. So once you finish with that, always come to the top of your mat to a comfortable seat. Sitting evenly on the hips, letting the shoulders relax back and down, taking a couple breaths. So always just coming back to that center, finding that quiet, that stillness. On your next inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Bring the palms together, exhaling the hands right down to the heart center. And let the eyes open. Namaste. Great job, you guys. I'm so glad you're able to make it for that one. Come back tomorrow. We're going to be doing a hips part 2, but it's specifically for those of you that were looking for some sciatic nerve pain relief. So hips, lower back, all of that good stuff. Make sure you're there.